Friends, in the last lecture, we have completed Cartesian sign convention. Today, we learn about the next part of the chapter optics, in that reflection from plane surface. If we are or any object is in the front of plane surface, if suppose there is a mirror, then the image is formed. That image is virtual and laterally inverted. जेव्हा आपण रिफ्लेक्शन म्हणजेच अपवर्तित त्याची इमेज जेव्हा बघतो, म्हणजे छाया जी बघतो, तर ती कशी तयार होते, तर ती आहे व्हर्च्युअल म्हणजेच आभासी अँड लॅटरल इन्व्हर्टेड म्हणजेच उलटी. Reflection is nothing but the rays are come in the same medium, and if the object is in the front of plane reflecting surface, at that time the image is formed virtual and laterally inverted. This is the first condition for reflection from plane surface. If we are stand a bank of still water body, at that time the image is formed from that reflecting surface is laterally reversed. जेव्हा आपण आपली जी इमेज आहे, छाया जी आहे, प्रतिमा जी आपण पाण्यामध्ये बघतो आणि त्या पाण्यावर जर आपण उभे असू, तर जी प्रतिमा तयार होते तर ती कशी असते, लॅटरली रिव्हर्स. जेव्हा मिरर समोर जी आवाज बघतो आपण, त्यावेळेस जी इमेज तयार होते ती कशी आहे, व्हर्च्युअल अँड लॅटरली इन्व्हर्टेड. बोथ these two images are formed of the same distance of the object, the same size of that object, but on the other side of reflecting surface. म्हणजे ज्या काय प्रतिमा तयार होतात त्या तेवढ्याच अंतरावर, जसं ऑब्जेक्ट ज्या अंतरावर आहे तेवढ्याच अंतरावर ऑब्जेक्ट जेवढा आहे तेवढ्याच साईजचा, तेवढ्याच उंचीचा, पण कोणत्या बाजूला, ऑन द अदर साइड ऑफ दॅट ऑब्जेक्ट. दिस इज द two conditions, that is reflection from plane surface. The next third condition, if object is kept between two reflecting surfaces, if suppose we can consider this is the two reflecting surfaces, in that the object is kept, suppose this is the object and that object is kept between that two reflecting surface, at that time n number of images formed. That n number of images is depend upon the angle between that two reflecting surfaces and where the exactly object is kept. That means that n, how much images are formed, it will be the calculated by formula. That formula is n is equal to 360 upon theta. जेव्हा आपण दोन रिफ्लेक्टिंग सरफेसेस बघतो आणि त्याच्यामध्ये जर ऑब्जेक्ट ठेवलेला असेल, तर त्याच्या ज्या इमेजेस तयार होतात, तर त्या इमेजेस ह्या तयार होणाऱ्या इमेजेस n इज इक्वल टू असतात 360 अपॉन थीटा. हियर दिस n इज n नंबर ऑफ इमेजेस फॉर्म म्हणजे तयार होणे, and this n is n number of images formed, and capital N is the images seen. n number of images formed म्हणजे तयार होतील त्या इमेजेस, आणि n capital N काय असेल, images which we can see actually. If suppose this n is small n is an even integer. What is? It is a even integer. At that time the images are formed that n is equal to n minus 1. ज्या काही इमेजेस दिसणार आहे आपल्याला, ह्या काय आहेत? तयार होणार इमेजेस. दिसणारे इमेजेस म्हणजे आपल्याला प्रत्यक्षात दिसतील त्या. That is capital N is equal to n minus 1. But when this n is a even integer, if that n is odd integer, the images are formed, but there is one condition when that object is on the angle of bisector. At that time that images are formed that n is equal to n minus 1. Bisector means दुभाजक. मराठीमध्ये आपण म्हणतो त्याला दुभाजक. When object is exactly on the angle of bisector, at that time that images are formed in the odd integer, that n is equal to n minus 1. When n is odd integer but object is kept of the angle of bisector, at that time this n is equal to small n. n म्हणजे कोणत्या? ज्या आपल्याला दिसणार आहे त्या इमेजेस. स्मॉल n म्हणजे कोणत्या? ज्या तयार होणार त्या इमेजेस. ठीक आहे. When n is not integer, at that time the images are formed that is n is equal to m, and m is nothing but the integral part. These are the four conditions. It will be the again more explanation by this example. If suppose that angle is 120, reflecting surface having an angle 120, when we should kept here 120, at that time how much images? 360 divided by 120, this 0 0 cancel and we should get 3. That means the images are formed, that is n, position of the object. If position n is odd or even integer, this is the odd integer, and when it is a odd integer, at that time if it is on the bisector, at that time what we should use? We should use that is n is equal to n minus 1. That means we should substitute this n, the images are seen, that is 3 minus 1, we should get 2. But when that object is of the angle of bisector, at that time what we should get? N is equal to n. That means that images are formed and images are seen are equal. When we can consider here that reflecting angle between that two reflecting surfaces is 110, at that time we should calculate 110 divided by 360 divided by 110, 0 0 cancel, 11 1s are 11, 11 3s are 33, 3 remains, we should take decimal point, and 30, at that time 11 2s are 22, 8s remain, 8s get 80, and 11 7s are 77. This is the calculation. That means 3.27. That means it is not a integer, and it is not integer at that time. If object is anywhere, the images is formed. That images is nothing but the n is equal to integral part. That means the images is formed 3. When we can consider 90 angle, at that time 9 4s are 36, and we should get the images formed, that is 4, and position is object is anywhere, and how much images are seen at that time? It is a odd or even, it is a even integer, and if even integer, then images are seen is less than 1, that is 3. In this way we should get a different images between two reflective surfaces. Now we can see the next part, that is reflection from curved mirrors. We know that when rays are incident on a reflecting surfaces, at that time we should use Cartesian sign convention, and the all distance are measured from the geometrical pole. The incident ray are traveling from left to right, and above the principal axis our distances are always positive. Below the principal axis are the distance are always negative, and the distance to the left of the geometrical pole are always negative, and the distance to the right of that pole is always positive. These are the Cartesian sign convention, and we should use this Cartesian sign convention. Where the rays are converged on the principal axis, that point is called as a focal point, and that distance between the geometrical pole and the focal point, that distance is called as a focal length, and it is denoted by f. This one. And this focal length f is always equal to 1 of the 1/2, that is 1/2 of the radius of curvature. What is focal length? Focal length is nothing but the distance between the geometrical pole and the focal point. And what is the radius of curvature? We know that this is a part of sphere, and it should having a center, and distance between the center and the geometrical pole, that distance is called as a radius of curvature. And always remember that this focal point is equal to half of the radius of curvature. When we can find out the relation between, we know that object distance is denoted by u, image distance is denoted by v, and radius of curvature is denoted by r, and f is nothing the focal length. And when we can see the mirror equation, in that equation reciprocal of the focal length is equal to 1/f is the sum of reciprocal of image distance and the object distance, that is 1/f is equal to 1/v plus 1/u. This equation is called as a mirror equation for a spherical surface in the reflecting curves. If we can consider these two equations, at that time there is a basic assumption, and that basic assumption is object and image. If suppose this is the principal axis, on that, or if we can consider this is the object, and that object is always considered, object and image are always considered to close of that principal axis. This is the first assumption when we can consider these two equations. This is the focal length, that is f is equal to r/2, and this one is the mirror equation. In that, the consideration in that or assumptions, that first assumption is object and image distance are close to the principal axis. The second assumption in that is the image, the rays are diverged from the object. They are confined a cone of very small angle, which rays are diverging from the object. They make a very small angle. This is the second assumption. And third assumption, the rays are incident on the spherical surface. They are always paraxial. That means equally spaced and parallel to the principal axis. These three assumptions are considered. At that time, these equations are followed, or it is true. Now we can see the next point, that is focal power. Focal power is nothing but it is the converging or diverging ability of a lens or mirror is called as a focal power. That means that focal power is denoted by P is equal to converging or diverging ability. Converging means rays are converged, diverging means rays are goes away from that path. And when we can study of that converging and diverging ability, then it is called as a focal power, and that P is equal to 1/f or reciprocal of focal length is called as a focal power, and its unit is meter inverse. Again, it will be discovered by a scientist diopter, and the unit is 1 diopter, 1 d is equal to 1 meter inverse. This is the SI unit for the focal power. Now we can see the lateral magnification. Always remember that magnification is the ratio of image and object distance. Image is denoted by V and object is denoted by U. The ratio of lateral image distance and the lateral object distance which are perpendicular to principal axis, then in that lateral magnification is called as a lateral magnification and it is denoted by m. What is lateral magnification? It is the ratio of image distance and the object distance. Here this ratio is called as a lateral magnification. Now we can see the next point of this, that is spherical aberrations. The aberration is nothing but the defects when the rays are incident on a spherical surface and they does not follow these three assumptions. At that time we should get a defects and that defects is called as a spherical aberration. म्हणजे त्याला आपण गोलीय विथलन असं म्हणतो. त्यामध्ये जर आपण कन्सिडर केलं तर there are two types. If suppose this diagram is in that the rays are incident on the spherical surface but they are not a paraxial, they are very long from principal axis or very long from to each other. At that time the rays are incident on that spherical surface, they are does not converge at one point. ते एका ठिकाणी जमा होत नाही. That means which rays are close to principal axis, they are converge here. Suppose that point is Fp and the rays are which are long or far from the principal axis, they are converge at the point Fn. There are two type of spherical aberration. Aberration is nothing but the what? Aberration is nothing but the defect due to its spherical surface. But they does not allow this assumption. At that time these rays are comes on the principal axis at two different points and the difference between or the distance between that points Fp and Fm, this aberration is called as a longitudinal aberration. What is longitudinal aberration? Aberration is between the point Fp and Fm. If we can consider the distance between when these rays are incident and they are meets on the first reflection at the point A and P, in that this distance consider a circle and that circle is called as a least confusion circle. And here the image form this A point and this P point, the aberration or the distance between that points A and P, that aberration is called as a transverse aberration, that is transverse aberrations. There are two aberrations. One is the longitudinal aberration, second one is the transverse aberration. Transverse aberration between the points A and B and the longitudinal aberration is between the point that is Fb and Fn. These are the aberration. Today we have stopped here. Thank you.